Good evening, everybody, and welcome to all reviews here on SpeedGaming 3 for the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament race here in the Rookie Rumble. Bracket round 2 to round of 16 starts tonight, and it's showtime for both the number 4 seed, equations19, and the number 20 seed, Thilotilo. Mooners and Phoenix here bringing you this matchup. And joining me in the booth, not to be confused, this is not an official site, but it is an official commentator, bbq.gov. Good evening.
Hey, Moonridge, how you doing tonight? This is gonna be fun.
Oh, this should be. We've got two big racers, and goodness, the seedings. It may be number 4 versus number 20. Nothing is set in stone. We've seen some upsets in this tournament. It's showtime for these two.
Oh yeah, no, both our runners have won a round in brackets, so it's real now. So there's no excuse for oh, my first time jitters. No, they've won 2 matches in brackets, so they're experienced runners. They should be raring to go here and ready for just about anything the seed throws at them. I caught that little 4 versus 20 thing, by the way. It took me a minute. But yeah, this is going to be a fun matchup as we get. Oh, we're starting right away, and we're starting at the Armos.
At the Forest Armos staircase, this is not where the item is. And that gambling game ain't going to do much for our runners.
Yeah, it's tough to gamble when you're broke. Believe me, I've tried. But we are going to get pretty much identical checks here of the Armos spots here. There's 3 of them, so you might as well check. And hey, this is a good time to find a door repair charge when you got no money.
That's true, but at the same time, one thing to note, if you want to save scum the gambling game, you've got a perfect shot to do it.
Well, you are right about that. And we saw a seed recently as, oh, good, we found level 9 already. In the last of the, there's a wood sword on Tilo's side. That's a handy little find right there.
48 seconds in, you've got a wood sword. You are happy.
That solves a big problem for big question mark for our runners. But yeah, to complete the thought, so we saw in at least one, if not 2, of the weekend seeds in the first round, that money management was an issue, specifically to buy keys. So having speaking of money, that is a pricey candle. But having an easy money source where you can farm / gamble your way to success, having it right by start, you're absolutely right. That could come in. That could be very handy for our runners here pretty quick. So could a big secret right there.
Western Lost Hills pays big, 117 rupees.
That is above average. I think our runners will be satisfied with that. Equation's going to try and pull off this left to right screen scroll here without a sword and pulls it off. Very nicely done.
Fortunately, that sword is at 1Q2. Equations is heading the opposite side as Thilotilo purchases a blue candle.
I mean, you just got that money for 117. You might as well use it for something. Well, you didn't want to use it that way. You killed something, but I think you wanted to burn this bush here. There we go.
Yep, we've got a burn bush and level 7, one room away from start.
Yeah, there are a lot of levels you would hope to find early. 9's a good find early. You don't have to hunt for it. There are a lot of levels you would prefer to find other than level 7, especially, and with blue whiz robes on top of that. But it's a level, there were 5 rupees on the ground. I think Tilo's going to go back and grab them.
Yep, but at the same time, Equations does find the letter in its regular spot. Someone get the ice cream. We're going to start needing it already, I see.
Yeah, oh god, don't start talking about ice cream, because now I want some. It is about 11 billion degrees where I am, so anything cool and refreshing sounds great.
There is a large secret for Equations19. Should find the candle in short order, but he goes to 1Q5 instead by a screen scroll. What do we have here? We've got another secret. Wow. We've got a high money seed, 39 for the medium secret, 1 off the max.
Well, that's good news for our runners. That's one less poverty problem they're going to have to worry about. Now, that doesn't prevent as we find level 5 on Equation's side. Where was that? Was that up towards the waterfall?
That was the waterfall, in fact.
Okay, so of the levels you could find, not the worst. But I think here both our runners are doing the proverbial Rick 6, taking a peek, and that. Oh well, okay. Well, we complained about 7. Maybe my complaints were premature.
Indeed, that bow's in 7. We're gonna want that.
Yeah, that's going to be required. Equations wants to get into that stair, but those pulls voice are not cooperating. They're doing a very good job of guarding it.
Oh, are they at her? And Equations gets there, but it's a transport. The rule of 5 wins again.
Yeah, I mean, I know the math says, get those bombs. There you go. I know the math says, it's 2 out of 3, assuming it's not a segmented 5, but it feels like 97% of the time, doesn't it?
Sometimes, yeah, and speaking of 2 out of 3, this time the old man gets it. It's a 22 rupee door repair.
Yeah, I suppose it was too much to hope for to have above average money and below average. Okay, we're just going to find all the big levels. Here's 6 at the top of the waterfall.
So 5's at the waterfall, 6 is at the top of the waterfall. That works, I guess.
We're missing all the good dungeons. We're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8. That's the ones you normally want to dig first. Are they not going to be all on Death Mountain? They're going to be on Death Mountain, aren't they?
Oh, sure they will. Or is the white sword in Monocle Rock? No, that's a potion shop.
Alright, well, Tilo's going to go ahead and up and get their health back, and got 3 bombs and 3 bomb spots up here in the northeast corner, so you might as well take them out while you got it.
Meanwhile, Equations finds something that Tilo's going to like to see. That's 8 rupee bombs.
Yeah, so 2 things very handy right by start. Well, 3 if you count the knowledge of the bow. 1 is a handy gambling game right by start, so if you need to farm money, you can. And 2 is cheap bombs right by start. So if you need to, if you get in a dungeon and run out of bombs, you don't have to go very far to farm or buy explosives, which is great.
Meanwhile, Equations heading up to the eastern Lost Hills, see what we've got there.
Hey, okay. So Equations finds a take any up at one of the bomb spots in the northeast corner, grabs the candle, and automatically saves. So with this flag set, with the white sword item being the white sword, it's a viable strategy to not do the kind of what a lot of our more experienced runners will do early on and grab a candle out of the take any caves to avoid having to spend the money to buy a candle. But there's a case to be made in this flag set for getting the hearts, so that if you find the white sword, you can pick it up quickly. But Equations is gonna get hugged by that little red danger noodle. But they're gonna save their money for other purchases and grab that candle right now so they can get to exploring.
At Land Mullet, they didn't want to play around. Meanwhile, Tilo. Now comes the interesting question, BBQ. What do you like more, having 74 rupees in your pocket, or an extra heart container?
Yeah, well, I guess it kind of depended here, and this is a good example right here. Tilo finds the take any cave second after they found the wood sword. So at that point, and bought the candle. So at that point, it's an easy decision. But Equations found the take any first and then the wood sword. So in both cases, it makes sense. You take the first offense you can get because you've got stuff to do. You've already found some dungeons. Now you can get things like bomb drops, like Equations just got. Tilo getting bailed out there, got down to some low health, finds level 5, and immediately charges in.
Well, there's that info that Equations got. That bow's in 7. We know it's there.
Yeah, never 7 until an old man right at the beginning of level 5 tells you, no, you're gonna do 7 and you're gonna like it. Boy, these are the most aggressively protective pulse voice I've seen in a while. Oh, hey, we've got a doable level now. This is level 2.
Is it doable? What if this is Wiz Robes?
Yeah, I mean, in comparison, 5, 6, and 7 we've seen. We're just like, thanks for the hint and thanks for the stare, and we got $5. So I mean, yeah. Oh, what's this?
That's a staircase into Segmentio at play once again.
Yeah, this 2 is always one of those where you just kind of like, oh, hey, oh, wait, no, that's never good news, is it?
It really isn't, and this isn't good news either for equations. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be a night.
You gotta hope that a map drops here so you at least know what you're up against. No, this may be a find the bomb hole scenario. Oh, we found one.
You speak of it and it appears, and oh, there's a sniper squad.
Yeah, good news. Gorillas, of the 3 enemy sets you can have in the dungeon, it's probably the... Oh, but there's the bad news. You get a boomerang in the back. Aussie Justice just deals you a death, and back to start you go.
Equations out of 2. Meanwhile, Tilo finds a Triforce room with a bomb pack laying there. Picks it up.
And good smart bomb usage. Tilo had 6 bombs and 2 bomb walls to check, so did the bombs first and got the max out of that 4 bomb pickup that they got. Tilo's seen more of 5 than Equations did, but both kind of came to the same conclusion that, yeah, maybe not right now.
Oh, there's the white sword at the first check of the southern coast.
Yeah, we almost got a 3-heart mags check, or a 3-heart white sword check. I enjoy the 3-heart white sword check. I enjoy the 5-heart mags check, just for fun. Because, you know, sometimes the game's broken, right?
I've yet to ever see a 5-heart mags pickup. If it ever happens, I'd be the first to be happy about it.
I would too. Well, I'm sure there's a way you can set it, but not in any kind of tournament flag.
Unless you get that start with magical sword flag.
Yeah, that is fun, by the way.
It has to be. I haven't had the pleasure of trying it yet.
It feels kind of a lot like 0 HP enemies, in the sense that, oh, I can kill stuff. It feels good.
Another medium secret for Equations, just east of Vanilla Start. Map for 6. Is it just me or that really feels like Vanilla?
I mean, it's like Vanilla level 6 went on kind of went to the buffet, because it's a thick one.
Yeah, that's very true. However, here's a possible item for Thilotilo in 6.
Ooh, having an item this close to start would be really, really handy. It is an item, and, well, possible raft, possible firewood.
We're going to have to see. Just north of Vanilla Start, meanwhile, Equations sees a secret, doesn't take it, with a wallet that full, doesn't want to run the risk of dropping 50 rupees on the floor. Well, this is going to help.
Yeah, you almost kind of want to run back and get it now. That your wallet's a little thicker. Even if that's the big secret, you would only be leaving, what, like $20-30 on the ground?
Somewhere around the lines of 30, yeah. In fact, right now would be 47. Suddenly that doesn't sound like a great idea, does it?
Yeah. That's one of those rare instances where you're like, if I get a door repair, I actually don't mind. Like, Equation's got to be careful here, down to half a heart. Wants to get into that cave, but also wants a bomb. Oh, there's a good clock.
Clock means you're on count 6, I believe. So that last Octorok would have been a bomb chance.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right. Speaking of clocks, there's a clock on Tilo's side. That's well timed. And we get a compass, and oh boy.
Goodness, we're gonna have a dig here in 6.
Yeah, that is a hike. I think I figured out what 6 is. 6 is the map of Massachusetts, but it's reversed. It's like you're looking at it in a mirror. I don't know my northeastern states very well, so I think it's Massachusetts is the one I'm thinking of.
Okay, so chat's corrected me and said the clock's in either 3 or 8. So that wasn't even close.
No. Well, I don't even. I would have said 13. I have no idea. So this is why we have chat.
Oh. Well, there's a ladder block here in 6 for Tilo.
Ooh, that is the old 2Q6 room. We have a lot of meme names for the not meme names, but meme names for the rooms. You've got the parentheses minus / useless moat room. Yeah, so we don't have a name for that stupid Second Quest 6 room, but that's basically what it is. It's a stupid Second Quest 6 room that nobody likes.
Unless you've got a ladder.
Yeah,
then you don't care for it.
Yeah, if you got a ladder and can ladder clip, which I need to learn how to do at some. Well, I need to practice doing it. I've learned how to block clip. I have not learned how to do the ladder clip in a race setting, as Equations has found our take any roads. That is handy.
Let's see just how handy it is. Oh, well that duo is kind of. Oh man, and the raft loses some of its value immediately.
Yeah, if there's a silver lining there, it's that you can know in about 30 seconds if that raft is firewood or not, because there's one raft spot left to check. It's just around the corner. You could do it.
You could do it if you had the raft.
Oh, that's right. Equations doesn't have the raft. See, I warned you as we were getting ready that my mind is elsewhere with work and stuff. So thank you. No, I'm guaranteed to do that at least 3 more times in the broadcast.
Meanwhile, Equations19 looking through the dead woods and finds the hint shop, but those are not cheap in the slightest.
Yeah, and they're not close to start either, and our take any's aren't such that you can get back here easily. So ordinarily I would advocate for kind of abusing the save and kind of save scumming the hints and then retrying, but if you want to do that, that's a hike.
Not to mention that you'd have to spend about 130 rupees, which Equations doesn't have right now.
Yeah, very true. I mean, at that point you'd be making multiple trips, and I don't know at this stage that it's worth it when there's so much of the overworld left to explore.
I mean, if you had the money to do it, I'd do it in a heartbeat, but when you don't bother.
Yeah, and it's one of those scenarios where you feel like, well, boy, if I had the money, I would get the hints and they'd be totally worth it. And then you get the hints and they're all 3 community hints. And you're like, well, that was not worth it at all. Oh, goodness, we have a triple segment level 2. Wow.
Crime against cookies once again.
I haven't heard that. That's a new. I like that.
Yep. Game knows, ladies and gentlemen.
And well, there's our second set of stairs. I'll take us down to that little chunk down there at the bottom. Is there anything down there? I mean, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. There's 14 rooms in this too. That's not big. So definitely worth clearing every room. It's not going to take you much time. This is not a bad enemy set.
That's true, but who knows where the item is? Items, I should say. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, well, they're not there. But the good news is in this segment, there's only 2 more rooms to take a peek in, and there's one old man in level 2, I think. So that's one room you're not gonna have to worry about. This could be something.
Well, what it is for Equations is that he's found wooden arrows in the Grave Armos. So that means the Armos item's in the Death Armos, which is going to be an interesting track.
And on top of that, we've gotten new information, level 1, and okay, we have some more vanilla ice cream on the floor in level 1. That's not a bad pickup, actually, early, though.
Not right now, it isn't. That's a wooden boomerang in 1, a heart container in 2, and 1 more item to find for BB. See, I'm making a mistake again. Thilotilo! My apologies.
Oh, that was a spice rack on Equation's side on the floor in level 1. That's potentially handy. I don't remember what our coast item is, though.
Spice rack? You mean the ladder in 1?
Yeah, just there on the floor while
oh my goodness.
While I was making while I was making errors. It's just sitting right there, and we have and here's our push block for equations. Just boom, 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 3 items in a row, and that's our container.
You're not complaining about that, though. You know the location of White Sword.
Absolutely. No, that's not from where you start, and from where you are now. Yeah, if you up A and head back, well, you'll absolutely walk down and try that at 5 hearts. The old double heart 2.
Yep, Valentine's 2 for Thilotilo, but goodness, equations with the very early lead right now with the ladder knowledge, especially.
Yeah, that ladder, Tilo's found level 3. Now, this has the potential to be useful as well as the information about 4, which we haven't seen yet. 4's by a lake. Okay, that could be a lot of places. Oh no, we have dueling danger noodles.
Equations doesn't get it, and Tilo says, you know what? I'll be back here later. Another thing to note, Tilo hasn't found a White Sword yet, but he's 100% eligible to pick it up whenever he sees it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And on top of that, he's not far from it. 3's right there in the middle of the map. It would be real easy to go clear those eastern forest spots and then go do a coast check. Coast is also easy to orphan, though.
I love the play from Equations here. Knows the Armos item is here on the Death Armos. Screen scrolls right over to pick it up. It is another heart container. This is probably not what he wanted to see, but that's 100% guarantee he'll pick up the White Sword whenever he gets back to it.
And that could be in a matter of moments, as you noted. Yeah, the low-key amount of our runners who have picked up kind of the advanced overworld navigation tricks of block clipping and screen scrolling, and just have no hesitation about pulling them off in a race setting. Oh, get those bombs. Equations. Oh, 2 packs. Very nice. It's been very impressive to see that all of the 48 runners in the tournament have taken the time and put in the work. This isn't a just, I'll just play the game and see what happens and pray I don't finish in 3 hours or less. No, they put in the work and it shows. And that screen scroll into Death Armos is a prime example of that. Ooh, okay, cheaper hints. Now, do we do those?
Doesn't look like Equations is interested.
Okay, and maybe I liked the arrow purchase. Hey, another take any. That's not nothing.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Equations not buying those hints might hurt him down the line. We've had more than one race decided from those hints.
That is very true. Yeah, I mean, I could see wanting to save up for a blue ring, particularly given some of the enemy sets you saw in 6 and 7. But I mean, at the same time, you're right. Sometimes you hit the jackpot with a hint that tells you, oh, I don't need to worry about Dungeon X. That's a big slog. So, yeah, sometimes you roll Snake Eyes 3 times, and sometimes you get the hint that saves you about 10 minutes.
If not more. I mean, like, boat runners already know about the bow hint, the location of it in 7. What if the silvers are there too?
Yeah. I mean, and you're right, that hint, as Tilo's going to be first on the board with the Triforce, getting the Triforce out of 3. But you're right, that hint, if you didn't have it, might mean you spent a whole bunch of time in 4 and 5 digging when you kind of don't have to. Now, we don't know that yet. 4 and 5 could have very important items, but having that knowledge can be very powerful in the right circumstance.
So that White Sword pickup will not be far from both of our runners. Equation's heading right up to it, and he wants that sword, and who can blame him? But Tilo is literally 1 check away.
Yep, and I assume Tilo's going to go south. 2 bomb. Yep. Okay, so we're going to be even up on offense, so that's good. I want that white sword, and I'm not even playing. I'm just looking at it and be like, I have 6 hearts, and I know where the white sword is. Give me that.
Absolutely. And white sword on both runners means no combat advantage from either side, but happy runners for sure.
Very much so. Yeah, that has to be a big relief. Especially seeing what you saw early on when you found 7 and then 5 and 6. None of those enemy sets were exactly fun. So yeah, you've got to feel like, okay, at this point now, if I want to go back in those dungeons, I can. With that hint, I would be sorely tempted to at least peek in 7 right by start and see if I can find that bow just hanging out 4 or 5 screens in. Oh, we're gonna get hits!
Well, there's one hint that's an absolute trash fire. There's another hint that's an absolute trash fire. 3 for 3? Oh, yeah!
Okay, well, that's the power of the retry. Here we go. Save $100. Now the question is, we know where both hint shops are. Do you go to the other ones?
Why not?
You can't go 0 for 6, right? Well, I mean, you can go 0 for 6, but if you're the runners, you're thinking, oh, then we can't go 0 for 6. One of these has to be useful.
BBQ, you're tempting fate here, you see.
I know I'm tempting fate, but it's not my fate. We just have to sit here and watch it happen.
Then you're gonna prefer getting the blame from the runners when they go 0 for 6 and they blame you for it.
They're gonna blame. I rolled the C. They're gonna blame me.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah. So you've already locked up the blame. Good job.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's in for a penny, in for a pound.
So, yeah, let's go 0 for 6. Why not? The other option is you get hints for things you already have, like, hey, ladders in 1. Like, oh, right. Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, then again, if Thilo gets that right now, he's happy.
Oh yeah, if Thilo gets it. Thilo does not know where 1 is, but will here probably in short order because I was about to say both our runners have done they've been very efficient in how quickly they've dispatched a lot of these eastern and middle of the map checks. So what's really left is a lot of Death Mountain and maybe some overworld block spots. So that good work on both our runner sides. You can see why they've advanced to the second round and took care of both their opponents in the first round because they're making good use of what knowledge they have and they're making good routing decisions.
Absolutely, and not much there for Thilo.
Let's see. So, yeah, Tilo's making their way over. Done Candle Row. Checking that raft. That's probably a good idea. Do we have firewood?
We'll have to see. And survey says, well, it's not terrible. Blue ring is now available for Thilo.
Speaking of which, as Equations grabs their heart out of 2, remember that bomb shop that was right by start?
Also had a blue ring, and Thilo grabs it.
And if I'm Thilo, I'm grabbing a couple packs of bombs too while I'm spending money. I'm going broke. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that you can't buy another item until you fully paid for the first one. I mean, that's just good business practices.
Or maybe it's just the game not wanting the bug.
Yeah. Hyrule probably doesn't have good anti-theft systems, now that I think about it.
Well, speaking of hints we already wouldn't need.
Goma by a lake? Yeah, no, he sure is.
And, well, there's the good news for Thilo. There's the rest of the Yeni roads.
Yeah, that'll knock out. That will knock out the rest of the most of the rest of the Dead Woods, except for like 1 or 2 checks.
Okay, so for a moment there, I thought the Yeni roads were okay, and now I find out that there's literally 3 of them within 4 rooms.
Yeah. Well, if you like the Dead Woods, like if you want a vacation in the Dead Woods, oh, it's great.
Yeah.
But no one wants to do that.
No. And unfortunately, there's Thilo with the second hint shop. He won't be able to get those for some time.
Yeah, and kind of given what we know about that first set of hints, yeah, you might not be missing much. But watch all three of those be very useful. But what do I know?
We'll see as Equations now enters level 3.
Okay, so 9 hearts, doing the door strats, 9 hearts and white sword. Much easier fight to deal with these blue land mows. And a nice patient job just setting up shop in the doorway, taking him out, seeing if this pushes. It does not.
Meanwhile, Thilo heading for Death Armos, but deciding he wants to check the Vanilla Potion Cave first, and loses the 7 rupees he had.
I'm seeing the map on Equations side. That is not a state. That's a starfish laying on its side.
Suppose, yeah, that's... wow. And meanwhile, Thilo about to pick up the heart container from the Armos. Goodness, both of our runners pretty healthy at this point, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, if you tell me I'm less than 30 minutes in and I'm on my second row of hearts, yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. You know, you're on Equation's side, you're one away from Mag's eligibility. On Thilo's side, 30 minutes in, I got 8 hearts, white sword, and I know where a good chunk of my dungeons are. I've got blue ring. You know, I'm not upset by that.
Yeah, the only thing I wish I had if I was on Thilo's side was the fact that, well, there's a certain thing we call hints that won't be available.
Yeah, hints are good. We like hints. Okay, Equations is just going to take kind of the path of least resistance there. There was a room to the right, or to the left, that Equations could have bombed in that Wizrow room, but opted not to. Instead, going to deal with these guys. You know, this is not a fun trade. You're like, oh good, let's deal in a quad shooter room with some Wizrobes. Equation's doing a good job. Oh, Thilo's got some money. Hey, would you like some garbage hints? I know a guy. But yeah, Equation's doing a really good job. Just patient combat, using blue ring, using white sword, using bombs. Gonna try to mow this room down without taking too much damage. Doesn't yield anything, but oh, did Thilo just get back-to-back large secrets?
That he did.
I mean, yay, I guess, but not sure you wanted them back-to-back. You're gonna buy arrows with at least one of them, so that's a good call.
Now, the fun part for Thilo is that both of them fit in his wallet without a problem.
Yeah, that's true. If you are gonna get them back-to-back, you'd like it to be when you don't have any money, so that's helpful. There's level 1 for Thilo. If Thilo goes left out of this room, they're gonna find all 3 items in rapid succession.
North first, but then again, I don't see Thilo getting out of here without at least 2 out of 3 items, and seeing how the items are placed, he's gonna get the trifecta.
Yeah, he just may see a little bit more of one than Equations did, which is fine. It's not like one is huge. It does have a reputation for eating keys. Oh, hey, there's a useless bait block at the top of level 3. Huh? So I guess bait's off the table.
There's at least that. That's a good news, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
No
Nice.
RBs today.
Nice bomb play from Thilo. That's a quick map. At least he knows where he's going.
Yeah, that's not a big level 1 either. That's 14 rooms. That's not terrible. Easily doable. Okay, so Thilo's gonna see the rest of the top part of this level 1, and then as it turns out, all our items are in the bottom right, but that's just, that's just a quick grab. That's a red candle on the floor for Equations.
Red candle in 3 then. Oh, this room is not fun for Thilo. Doubly so when he's gonna find out that there's absolutely nothing here.
Yeah, but did a really good job. I mean, there are two ways you can do that room. One would be to do exactly what Tilo did. Get one, stay on the left side, get one down, take the damage, and plow through. The other would be to try to run through, get to the top, and then reset the room and try and kill him that way. But this works too.
And Tilo picking up the Triforce from 1, I can't say I blame him. You don't want to go back through that room again.
Oh, no. No, you're absolutely right. I would be stunned if Tilo didn't go right back in, and that's exactly what they're doing.
I mean, you've got 3 rooms left. You've got 3 items to find. You know they're coming. And there's the first. And Tilo saying, I don't want no banana.
But potassium, it's good for... Okay, fine. If you don't want potassium, you can at least have some spices. There's a spice rack for you.
Spices, wood, and silvers for equations and level 3.
Well, that's good for you too, isn't it?
Well, yeah. You're definitely not going to complain about that.
Okay, so the good news for our runners is we know the location of 9, we know the location of the bow, and we have the silver. We have the location of silvers on equation side now. So, here's my question. How soon do you go back to 7?
When you're well equipped to do it, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it would be really tempting to go back there right, the next time you up an A. And just, fill up on hearts and maybe buy a potion and just, face tank it till you get your bow. But yeah, there is something to be said for you do have several other dungeons you have to clear too, and they may have some goodies in them that would help you a lot.
On the flip side, you know the Triforce in 2 is Goma blocked. You need that bow. How soon? It's really a tough question. We'll see what Equations does now. Right to Seaside for some bombs. And a blue ring.
Okay. You've got the money, and you could spend them on 2 things. One would be hints. The other would be the blue ring. And knowing kind of where you need to go with 6 and 7, and we haven't seen 8 yet. Yeah, I can get behind the decision. Answer a question in chat. We are missing 1 dungeon. We are missing level 8. The other dungeon that has 3 items in it. We've seen 4. 4 is on Candle Row. 7 and 9 were right by Start in the Eastern Forest. 5 and 6 are up at the waterfall, basically. And there's 5 on Equation side, so I'm going to take another stab at this. And 2 or 3 are kind of in the middle of the map, Eastern Forest-ish.
Ladder blocks being a thing of the past, this is quickly getting interesting.
Yeah, we may see with blue ring, white sword, ladder, we may see our runners turn on the jets, and now it may be a question of how well are our runners going to route, how well are they going to do combat, what decisions are they going to make about prioritizing the dungeons they do know about. We've seen everything but 8. You could go hunting for 8, I suppose, but you know the location of all the items you need to beat the game, so you kind of don't need to just yet.
Which one was the bad hint shop?
It's the one that is... It's the one on Candle Row is the bad one.
Okay, so the one with the 23 hint down the middle. Got it.
Yeah. The other one is in the Deadwoods. We know those were bad prices. They were like 40 and 50 apiece. They may be bad hints too, and that would be objectively hilarious, but yeah, we don't know that yet.
Question in chat, if we've seen Magical Sword? Yep. As chat just mentioned, Forgotten Spot is where it is. And immediate Triforce in 4. Tilo opts not to pick it up just yet. And who knows? 8 might be blocked in some way.
That's very true. We have not seen... we've seen Raft. Raft is firewood, basically, unless you like transport to the Deadwoods. But we have not seen Power Bracelet, and we haven't seen Recorder. Those are very viable options for the location of level 8, especially because we've seen a lot of the overworld so far. Everything basically but like Western Death Mountain.
Meanwhile, Equations with the Triforce at 5, however, does not go back for items. He's going right to 6.
Yeah, I mean, in the abstract, that logic makes sense. You know the location of Bow, you have silvers, you have 9. You've got everything you need, technically, to beat the game, and you already have blue rings. So, items are more quality of life at this point. They'd still be useful. It's nothing like the NE key or red ring. And you don't know the 8's overworld block yet. It might be, but you don't know that yet.
Yeah, it's comfort versus race, and I always choose wrong when it comes to that.
It's a hard decision. I mean, it seems, just sitting here watching, it can seem like an easy decision, but really there's a lot of factors that go into making that decision. Equations is going to get their firewood. There's our map of 4. That is, what the heck?
A tilted hourglass or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, is that like a can of... Is that like a can of bug spray or like pepper spray or something? I don't know. Maybe it's because I was talking with a colleague of mine about they're going camping this weekend, and that I am not interested in any of that.
Neither am I. Meanwhile, Thilotilo at heart number 11 after a pickup in 4. That's a 40% chance at mags, and he hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, and as you said, it's not that inconvenient of a spot. Ordinarily, the Forgotten Spot is kind of inconvenient, but if you have ladder, that's not bad. You can get there without too much effort, and you may have to get up there anyway if you need to try to find level 8.
Useless compass. Not so useless red ring here in 4. That is comfort right there for Tilo.
Oh, that's a bowl of chicken noodle soup for the soul right there. I love it.
Probably the best way I've heard described red ring in some time. And there is a Triforce in 4. Tilo says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that Triforce lead back 3-2."
That's great news. Yeah, the chicken soup analogy is probably not great when we're here in the States. We're in the middle of a ridiculous heat wave, but just imagine like 6 months from now.
Yeah, or if you lived over in Australia right now, where it's almost freezing.
Southern Hemisphere, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. No need to be Northern Hemisphere centric. You're right.
Already we got people in chat asking well, to be fair, in Australia, anything below 8 degrees Celsius or around 40 degrees Fahrenheit, they consider very cold.
Yeah, that's true. It's like the American South, where if it gets below 65 degrees Fahrenheit, people start breaking out the North Face jackets and start wearing layers of clothes. I'm a child of the Midwest. That is just pleasant temperatures for me.
Oh, absolutely. Meanwhile, you might have missed it, BBQ, but Tilo, look at that sword he's got.
Oh, I did miss that. I was too busy talking about soup. Which is exactly what everybody wants to hear about on SpeedGaming. But yeah, that's mags, and that's at 11 hearts. That's nice.
Yeah, 11 hearts. You got mags. You've got red ring. And now of course you complete the safety trifecta with a red potion. Yeah, Tilo's just gonna be rampaging through Hyrule at this point.
Yeah, I love the decision. I mean that may be a purchase for level 6 and 7, but I actually think that's a purchase for level 9. Because knowing that you know where Bo is, you're probably not going to be digging for items unless 8 is overworld blocked. So get your stuff now while you got the money. I don't hate that at all.
And I love this play. I'm fully protected. Bring on 7.
Yeah, let me shoot at all the whizzies. I got beams. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I got beams, I got mags, whiz robes. Oh, and immediate Triforce in 7. Are you kidding?
Oh, Tilo thought about it. I don't blame Tilo one bit for thinking about it. But it'd be one thing if you were low on health. But now you're good.
Just slaughter these dudes.
And meanwhile, Triforce in 6 for equations 19. He's done in that waterfall area.
Yeah, the only reason he's coming back there is if he's got to dig for an overworld item. If he's got to dig for a recorder or power bracelet. But no indication of that so far. There's a stair on Tilo's side, but it is our transport. I would almost be tempted to take that transport just to rule out a stair room I gotta kill. Ooh, oh, okay. Well, speaking of mowing things down, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I'll take that one. Oh, and a hard to go back to full health anyway.
Thanks for the beams, Danger Noodles. That's awesome. Oh, here's a stair.
And here's the room that gives you a lot less headaches if you've got magical sword.
Oh, these guys go down so easy. It's great. Do we have an item here? Yes, we do. Okay, well, 7 is stacked.
You want comfort? Tilo's a man with comfort right now.
Yeah, I don't care how many keys you have in your arsenal. You get that? Like, yeah, no, I am taking that. I am not turning that down. The only time I can ever remember seeing someone turn down the any key is when they've been in 9 and they've found Ganon and they're just looking for the path to Zelda and they find the any key and they've got like 6 keys. I've seen that happen like once.
Yeah, I've seen it happen in this tournament.
Oh, have you? Oh, wow. Okay, I need to watch more of this tournament then.
Yeah, we've seen some solid runners.
We really have. I have been very impressed with the caliber of play overall and the depth of the field. This is not a scenario where there's, you look at the bracket and you're like, oh, there's probably 4 or 5 people who are going to win it. No, anybody can beat anybody in this tournament, and that's not because the quality of play is low. No, the quality of play for rookies is quite high. This has been a fun tournament to watch.
Speaking of fun, Tilo's room right now, that's not fun.
It's not, but doing a good job staying on the half tile as much as possible to take these guys out. Got it down to 2, got it down to 1, and, well, no reward other than that heart.
Equations doesn't know it, but right now he's sitting at a 50-50 shot at mags.
Yeah, he's up here. He has to be looking for 8. I think he's seen all the other dungeons. Completely understand wanting to, at this point, you kind of feel like you have all the knowledge. You're already up here. Well, that, okay, never mind. We're looking for a floor item, and I think that can't drop.
I don't believe so. Another thing that Tilo's found, I mean, when you've got comfort, best to go all the way, right? Bomb upgrade for 1 rupee off maximum, 124 rupees. Pick it up. You got the money for it. It's a +5.
Wow, it's even economical. That's so weird. I mean, hey, and I'll take it at this point. You've got everything else. Just eliminate the things that can slow you down in 9 at this point. Ooh, a straight up 3-way dead end on Tilo's side. That's interesting. That makes me wonder. Well, we've seen the map of 6, but not 7. So, oh, hello, we found our last dungeon up on Eastern Death Mountain. It's level 8.
And now what if you're equations? You've got all your levels. You've got your silvers. You know the location of the bow. You're probably barreling Grudies.
Yeah, I think you're trying to see as many rooms as quickly as possible here in 8. If you stumble on an item, particularly a quality of life item, awesome, I'm picking it up. But other than that, I want Triforce and I want to get back to level 7.
Oh, chat just brought something up here, and that is a fact. If that Dig Dogger is blocking a push, wait a sec. No, we saw the transport, but we haven't seen the map. This could be a segmented 7. If it is, and that's a transport that takes you to where the bow is, very possible that we need Recorder, which would be a kind of a gross troll, but a troll nonetheless.
There's one item that's not a troll. That is a book in level 8.
Yeah, this has been a pretty comfy seat so far.
The keywords there are so far, because we've had some jet seeds in the tournament. We've had some sub hours, but at the same time, we've had some real doozies. At what in the world is that 7?
I don't know what that 7 is, and oh my goodness.
Oh wait, no, I think I do know. It's one of those. It's one of those plants from Super Mario Brothers 3. That, yeah, it's not the ones that come out of the pipes. It's like a different plant. But yeah, it's an annoying plant. Let's put it that way. So someone in chat said a mermaid waitress. I don't hate that. Oh well, so much for that dig dogger block. That's the bow on the floor in 7. And an instant Triforce for Tilo. That is 49 minutes in. You've got everything you need in the Kill Ganon starter pack.
Well, Tilo doesn't quite.
Oh, that's right. They have not gone to 3 yet.
Oh.
But gonna have to. Oh well. Wait a minute. Hold on. Tilo has the Triforce out of 3. When does Tilo go back to 3?
Does he go back?
Oh, that is a very good point. Or do you do the old gambling silvers in 9 play? Uh-oh.
You're 50 minutes in. You've got 4 Triforces. On the flip side, you're very much believing equations19 is a strong runner. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's going to be a big one.
Whew. Now, if there's an out here for Tilo, 3 is 2 screens away from 2. And of the dungeons you gotta go clear, 5 and 6 are at the waterfall. There's a quick Triforce out of 2 for Tilo. 5 and 6 are at the waterfall, and you don't know where 8 is.
That was lightning fast.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a time save. Okay, where's Tilo headed? Up towards the waterfall. Okay. Meanwhile, Equation's doing work in that useless blue Wizzy room that we saw. I'm gonna clean out the bottom right here at level 7. There's that choke point right in the middle of the stem of the flower that you gotta go up to get to the bow, which is kind of up towards the top of that level 7. As Tilo's back in 5.
I was actually just wondering where you mentioned the bow was. Yes, I can word.
What are words? This is high roll. We don't need words. Ah, yeah. Okay, Tilo making the discovery. Oh wait, I have arrows. Yeah, I should use those against these guys. It doesn't get you anything but a cleared room, but still.
To be fair, we've all done that. I always do that mistake. It's like, oh wait a minute, I've got arrows. I should use these.
Yeah, or like you start killing rooms for keys when you have the any key. Yeah, I do that all the time.
I was about to say Tilo was doing the same thing there, but he needs that Triforce.
Down to 1 heart and being very careful in a good way in this room. Given how separated those landmos are, it's real hard to stick your face out, fire the candle in a certain direction, and get out in time. And that is exactly why. Okay, the good news is you don't have to do that room right away, and Equations is gonna head up towards the northern part of the map.
Just when I thought that was going to be a hint for silvers, the game says You know what? I'm just gonna troll you. Beautiful strike by Tilo.
Boy, that is good. And there's a stair in 5. Okay, that is our transport in 5. So 7, by the way, and we just noticed because of the placement of that bomb upgrade, I believe, that we have kind of a non-segmented segmented 7, because the location of that old man 4 up from the bottom of the R column means you have to take that transport to get to the top part of the map.
Question in chat, is there ever a situation where you want the book over the normal wand?
Yeah, I mean, the obvious answer is yeah, because if flags where either the book serves as an atlas, like it does here, there more often than not, particularly for level 9, you would want to have the knowledge of the map of 9 going in. The other is when you have the boomstick flag on. That's just fun. But yeah, if the only thing the book does is it causes your wand to shoot fire, that would be about the only time you would pass on the book more often than not.
There's the map in 5. Considering how we've seen 7 and 8 so far. Oh, there's the other bomb upgrade in 5.
Tempting, but a little too pricey for Tilo's blood at this stage. That is a surprisingly stout level 5. And on Equation side, they're back in the southwest part of this. Yeah, they're going to take a second stab at this, or at least try to bomb through there, not have to deal with the landmo, and find a stair.
Meanwhile, Tilo opting not to take the Triforce in 5. He just spotted it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what Tilo is looking for. If you're not looking... I mean, because I would think if you were looking for items, you would have stuck around in 2, and you would have cleared 3 while you were at it. So I'm not sure what Tilo's looking for then.
He's looking for the staircase item here in 5 at the very least, and I believe he just found it. Here it is. It's the recorder. Okay,
so probably not required. Although I say that, we just saw a potential Dig Dogger block in 7 that ended up not being one. But that's not to say that we can't have a Dig Dogger block in 9.
That's true. Now Tilo's found the floor heart here in 5. He's going to take that transport, head back up towards the Triforce in 5, and get out of here.
And on Equation side, Equations has left 7. Where is Equations off to?
He's back in 2 trying to get the quick Triforce, perhaps?
Oh, is he headed up to... He's either headed to 3, or he's going to go to the ferry and refill the hearts.
That's entirely possible. But why would he go back to 3?
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm thinking of Tilo. See, I told you there'd be 3 things where I mix up the runners. Yeah, well, I've done at least 2 of them already. Yeah, Tilo's in 6 now, which is if you're gonna come up here, you're gonna do both 5 and 6 in one pass.
Yep, and meanwhile, chat with a very good point. Dig Dogger. Equations might feel like chat mentioned earlier. Maybe that bow's Dig Dogger locked.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, Equations is in 4. Okay, they haven't cleaned up 4 yet. Okay, this makes sense.
So here's where the whole thing might go the other way. Oh, there's the Triforce in 4. Equations picks it up lightning quick. Is he out of here? No, he's gonna dig this.
Yeah, this lends credence to the theory about feeling like you need an item to get the bow out of 7, which we know you may not necessarily, but Equations definitely does not know that yet.
Yeah. Chat, equations is going to feel behind if he finds the red ring. I'm tempted to agree with that. What about you?
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, yes, it's a quality of life item. It's not necessary to beat the game, but at the same time, you start to wonder at this stage of the game. You're close to an hour in. When you find decent and/or useful stuff like that, you start to wonder, okay, I could have had this a while back. What else do I not have that I should at this point?
And now here's another very valid question. What if Equations tries her max now and gets it?
Ooh, I mean, I suppose the solace you take there is that, well, it's at the forgotten spot, which is not a spot you're going to prioritize, as Equations is going to get their heart container out of 4, just looking for the floor item at this point. But yeah, forgotten spot is called forgotten spot for a reason, because it's easy to forget, and at that point you kind of hope, oh, maybe my opponent never checked this.
But you're in round 2 of brackets.
Exactly. Yeah. So the odds of that are probably not great. But yeah, that does stick in the back of your mind.
Yeah, this race is not over, and it's going to depend on whether or not Thilo goes back into 3, or when he does, rather.
I mean, that's going to be kind of the decision of the match for him, for Thilo at this point. When do you make that call, or do you do the gamble? I mean, it would make a ton of sense in the abstract to do the gamble. It really would. But at the same time, there's a case to be made for, you don't necessarily need to do that at this stage. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Tries force for 6 and Thilo, decides, nope, I gotta keep looking.
Have we seen the floor item in 6? I don't remember. I know the stair item was the raft.
I don't believe we've seen the staircase item, no.
Okay, so of what's left in the pool, then, we've got Power Bracelet, Wand, Blue Boomerang, and Heart Containers left in the pool, among stuff we haven't seen.
Really, none of this would really help Thilo.
No, Thilo might think... I think Thilo was not the one who found 8. So, yeah, the location... they might think Power Bracelet could be useful, but we know it's not.
Meanwhile, Equations now with 4 Triforces. Did he get the red ring from 4?
I don't recall seeing him get it, but since I was busy watching Thilo's side because Thilo is so close to the Triforce in 6, so I may have missed it. Chat's telling us no, he didn't get the red ring.
Oof, that's going to be an interesting one. Oh, wait a minute, we haven't seen this run. Maybe the other items in here?
Yeah, I think this can drop. I think you're right. Oh, we do have a Mags check, and yeah. Mags check at 12. Okay, Power Bracelet in 6.
Power Bracelet in 6, and this... If I'm Thilo right now, I'm thinking 8 is Power Bracelet blocked.
Yeah, that's about the only thing other than silvers that you would dig for, right?
Right. But there's the Triforce from 6. Thilo's got a 3 Triforce lead, but needs to go back to 3 for the silvers.
Has that flute out. Let's see where Thilo's going to prioritize going first.
Looks like 7? Nope.
Oh, gonna do this Power Bracelet check here, I bet.
You're right. Yeah, Power Bracelet check, and this is just going to bleed some time.
It is. Thankfully not a huge amount, because you can flute lots of places.
Equations just immediately grabs Triforce in 1 and wraps that up.
However, look at where Thilo's going. Or, oh my goodness, he fluted to 3. He's thinking power bracelet the whole way here.
Yeah, I get the logic. You have an item that your opponent it's an item that's deep in 6. Your opponent may not have this, so you're hoping that I hope this is useful because this is an item that my opponent easily could have skipped. Unfortunately, we know it's not, and that 8's on Death Mountain, where Equations is headed right now.
And now that's 3 spots. Was there a quick way to get... Yeah, the
Level 1.
roads.
Yeah, level... Yeah, well, to get to the 4th one? To the Death Mountain one? To the Death Mountain one, you flew to 1.
Yeah, you flew to 1 and you're right next door. You're right. Tilo also didn't check the 3rd check in the southern coast. That's where he's going now.
Oh, that's it. I completely forgot about that. This is... it's nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Now what?
Yep, got
That's
that flute
4.
out.
To 4. Interesting.
Okay, is there a check over here that Tilo didn't do?
Recorder Lake.
Oh, that's another, yeah. You've got that. Check all your overworld spots. Yeah, good call. I completely forgot about Recorder Lake.
And now what? Now Tilo's got to have a bit of doubt. He knows now that he has to dig that mountain. That's the only place he hasn't been.
Yep,
He's going to 1.
Fluting to 1, gonna do that last push block check, and then it's... and I bet with 12 bombs, Tilo does Western Death Mountain first.
Wouldn't be surprised. Check density.
So yeah, looking for 8. Once he finds 8, he's definitely digging all 3 items at this point, hoping that silvers are there.
At this point, I'm not so sure he goes for all 3 items here.
Oh, math. Yeah, math. Well, now, wait a second.
Okay, this is 1.
Oh, fluting to 1 again. Okay. I got my hopes up. I heard two toots, and I was like, oh, is he going to 3? Ooh, but no.
He's going towards... He's going to go for Eastern Debt Mountain first, which is the play to make. Connector doesn't have what he wants, but he's not going to say no to another heart container. And why would you?
Yeah, 13 hearts, red ring. Love it.
So there's 8, and now it becomes a question. How deep are you digging this monster 8? Well, it depends how... Yeah, like chat mentioned, it depends how that Triforce... How deep that Triforce is. If it's instant, then it really becomes a question. Do you dig this monster 8? Do you go back to 3, which is the smallest dungeon you haven't dug every item out of? Or do you even gamble on 9, having everything?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost a situation where you kind of almost have too many choices. So which one do I do first? There's so many options.
And you don't want to know what the worst part is?
What's that?
You're not getting any rest after this game. Game 2 is next.
That's right. So if you didn't know, this is a double header that our runners have decided to do. Games 1 and 2 back to back. Game 2 will also be on this channel at around 10 o'clock, depending on when this ends, as Tilo's going to get their book out of 8 and see what kind of map they're up against. But that will be here on this channel. I cannot do... I don't have the stamina to do back-to-back broadcasts, but my partner does. Moonrisen and Lorgon will be taking you home for Game 2. I will be watching comfortably.
Some call it stamina, some might call it sanity.
No. You're a better man than me for doing 2 matches tonight.
I just love doing this. 13 hearts for Equations as he finds a floor heart here, and 8.
and that's one less thing he's got to look for. Our other 2 items are in stairs. He wants the Triforce.
And it's he. Oh my! Wait a minute. Triforce's Dig Dog are blocked.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's a spicy little nugget that I wasn't expecting.
Oh hello. That. Oh my. Oh, now what does Thilo do? This could be playing a game right here. That's 5, 6. It's going to 6. Wait a minute. I must have. No, that's 3.
3.
He's digging 3. This is the play.
Oh wow! Thank you, Spiky. I guess if you're rooting for Thilo, because we just got this evened up a little bit. That is great news for Thilo. Now, to answer your question, chat, I think 3 because I think Thilo's seen both items out of 2. It's double heart 2.
He's seen both items in 2, double heart. He's seen all 3 items in 1. He has not seen the stair item in 3. And as I mentioned earlier, might have had the thought of, I don't want to dig this monster 8 in case it doesn't have silvers. I want to check the smallest level I've got left. That answer is 3.
Yeah, there is definitely a case to be made of, look, if our silvers are buried deep in 8, then that affects both runners equal. It's a pain for both runners. But if silvers are somewhere that's a lot easier to get, you do not want a last location, and that's a one-way ticket to losing the race.
And I believe Tilo's facial expression must be an absolute smirk at this point, because his gamble just paid off.
Yeah, if I'm Thilo, I am breathing a huge sigh of relief, because that's a whole bunch of digging I don't have to do anymore. I am doing exactly what Thilo's doing. Fill up on hearts, up a continue, and walk 3 screens to 9.
Actually, is it 3 or is it even... No, it's 3, you're right.
So, I didn't tell you this. So, I just, about 2 weeks ago, finally got my second monitor set up. So, for the first time since I've been doing comms, I'm able to both track and do comms at the same time, because they're on different screens. So, I feel like, master of the universe right now, because I can track while we're going. What is this?
Thilo, we've got a Ganondorf in the lobby.
Oh, wow, that is handy. And 2 rooms in, we have a bacon sighting.
1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds. Game 1. Can you get more, Oh, man, perfect stun lock. Are we going to see the almighty 4 room 9? Is this Zelda?
Oh, God, if it is.
Oh, goodness. Well, there's...
That's good information, though.
Absolutely. You're looking for Aquamentus. If you find them, cool. Compass, that's the last remaining piece of your puzzle. There's a recorder and 5 for equations. That's going to be his ticket back into this match. But how much time does he have?
Ooh, it's a question of, because that's a big-ish level 9. So if this was a smaller level 9, I would actually be worried for Thilo that we'd be looking at a magic stair situation. I think you're more likely to see that in smaller 9s.
Here, I think it's just see as many rooms as you possibly can right now. That one choke point under the far left column is actually probably good for Thilo, in that it forces them to see more room.
You're right.
Ooh, well, speaking of rooms, if we have a magic stair and that's Dig Dogger block, that's yet another reason why Flute is 100% required.
Absolutely, and it looks like Thilo's going to take down, say, Spiky, you made another bad decision.
That bomb upgrade paying dividends, isn't it? Even if you can't bomb there, that's at least knowledge that you're going to have to do, your paths are choked off unless you can bomb down and find a stair. As Equations gets their Triforce out of 8.
I need to go back to 7. That Triforce, I believe... Oh, wait. That Triforce was 1 room away from start, practically.
Equations has their flute out. No sighting of a doofy-looking dragon just yet, but that's what Tilo's looking for. There can't be that many of them in 9, you wouldn't think.
It's either that or he's looking for that one door that's going to slam open immediately. The bomb's out here to take a look. Nothing.
A distinct lack of open stairs. That
Oh
you
my
can take here
goodness.
so far.
I thought he was just looking for the for the Triforce. No, Equation's still looking for that bow.
Yeah, and it's up in the top part. Equations has to take that transport. Speaking of transport, Tilo's taking one right now.
And Equation's thinking that transport is Dig Dogger blocked. No, it is not. Tilo must have been clearing this for the possibility of a bomb pack drop.
Yeah, that's the only thing you're looking for at this point. Silver to kill beast lies elsewhere. Yeah, we figured that out.
Quite some time ago, actually.
Yeah. Possible stair there. Do we have... nope, we don't have a doofy dragon yet.
That's exactly what he's looking for.
And may feel the need to clear this and try to push that block, see if it takes you somewhere good. No, you're gonna pass for now.
He must be a believer in the whole never take staircases unless the game forces you to.
Yeah, there, and I understand that. I mean, especially now. Oh, there
hey,
it is.
Look. And wait.
Oh, okay. You have to go around.
My. If that bomb's right there to the north, this is game. No, it's a magic staircase.
Oh, did he try to bomb to the right up in that top left corner?
I am pretty sure he did. Can't say I'm 100% confident though.
I'm not either. Well, that's not gonna be the answer. So yeah, that's the only way. If it's a magic stair, then there's a glimmer of hope for Equations just yet.
Yeah, considering Tilo's pushing the block immediately, he must think he must have checked. This won't be it.
Nope, that's not our answer.
And right now, if I'm Tilo, man, am I nervous. That is...
Yeah, that's a really good point, because you're an hour 16 in, you've got... Ganon was free and easy. Yeah, you've got to be worried that...
Oh, wait a minute. This might have a chance. Equations Triforce in 7.
Okay, did Equations get the bow?
Kinda hoping he did. He did.
Okay.
Thank you, chat. 3 rooms to go for Tilo. If this is it.
This one's open. Okay.
1 room to go. If the door's there, this is it. And it's there! There's the door!
Oh, wow. What a path!
What a crazy path. But get your GGs out, everybody, for your race win here in race number 1 of this doubleheader. It's Thilotilo with a race time.gg time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 35 seconds.
Wow, really well done. That was the only path in. That Zelda's room had one entrance, and it was that one to the right. My gosh, wow.
Equations with the Triforce of 2, and I believe... Oh, that was a bit of a malfunction.
Yeah, I think that was the emulator kind of freaking out a little bit.
Yep.
And I think we're getting a towel thrown in by Equations, having seen the dot done in the race room at this point.
Yep, that's indeed the case. Equations looking to save some energy for race number 2, which is coming up very shortly, in fact.
On this same channel, on top of that, with Moonrisen Phoenix on the call, with Lorgon 111. So that's in 39-ish minutes from now.
Well, I was saying Equations was going to save some energy, but
well, maybe he wants to beat up on Ganon. I don't know.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me, honestly. And now that he's seen Ganon, he's gonna. Yeah, sometimes you just want to punch a pig in the face.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, not sure yet if we're going to get one or both of our runners in for an interview at this stage. Given that it's a double header, we're gonna check here. Would totally make sense if they didn't want to, just because back to back and you want to save energy for game 2. Okay, and Tilo's telling us they're going to pass on an interview for game 1 in favor of getting ready for game 2. Totally understand that.
I mean, your mind's in game mode.
Yeah, and if you have a potential elimination game coming up in 30 minutes, and yeah, anything you would mention in any questions you might answer. Yeah, I might feel like, well, look, I don't want to give any information away. So yeah, I get it. It's totally fine. So we got Equations here kind of finishing up, running through the seed, even though the outcome's been determined. So, this was a fun one, Moonrisen. We haven't worked together in a little bit. This is always fun working with you. Any final thoughts? We've talked about a bunch of things that happened during this race. Anything we didn't talk about that we should talk about before we head into game 2?
Not really, other than this is just day 1 of this entire week of round 2 action. I mean, this is just one of the matchups here in the round of 16.
That excellent point, because we had a lot of really good action all in round 1 of the we had a lot of good action in the prelims, or in the group stage. The past week that's been the round of 32 was a mad dash of game 3s and close finishes and banana pants seeds. So, there's no reason to expect anything less in the round of 16. Just really good continued play and fun and interesting, challenging seeds like this. This has been great.
My apologies for the silence, everybody, but there is another match coming up at the same time as game 2 of this doubleheader. It is going to be on SpeedGaming 5, and it is the 8 seed Octopoint versus the 24 seed Bakuda, game 1 of their series. Again, over on SpeedGaming 5 at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Tracy M and Money Mercs on the call on that one, with Dartling as your tracker.
Yeah, and a big shout outs to our tracker this evening. Our trackers are the real MVPs who do all the work.
We absolutely Bright, I believe they are called, and props. I mean, I don't believe we've seen them very often in the tracking booth, and tracking is never easy. I mean,
It is. It's a lot of buttons to push. It's a lot of info to keep track of. You're watching 2 races at once. In some events you're watching 4 races at once, which is really hard to keep track of. They did a great job. We have all the information we need right in front of us. So big ups for doing that tonight and jumping in and helping us out.
Absolutely. And in case you are all wanting even more Zelda 1 randomizer action, we've got another 3 matches going on tomorrow night. Billy versus Hate the 13th at 8 p.m. and another duo of matches, Money Mercs versus DK9146 at 10 p.m. and a number 1 seed Pedantic Potato versus the number 17 seed Tabby Orange, also at 10 p.m.
Oh man, well, who needs summer reruns when you can watch fun action like this? I'd rather watch this any day of the week. It's too hot if you're in the northern hemisphere. It's too hot outside, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's too cold outside. Stick around here, watch some fun rando with us. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, Equations is in the neighborhood. Doesn't have the compass yet, but is in the neighborhood of where Zelda is. You're gonna get the message in this room here that you can't bomb to the right, and if they take that stair 2 screens away that had the ropes in it, I think that gets them closer to the top right of the map where you just have to go straight across to get to Zelda. Yeah, I think it's a stair to a stair.
Yeah, finding Aquamentus was step 1 for Equations.
Yep, gonna kill this. I'm not gonna kill this room. Equations, I think, got the hint that Aquamentus guards the compass.
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm not so sure Equations did, however.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we got it now.
If he didn't have the hint before, he got it now. And, well, now the bad news. You're not going to be able to bomb your way into the hallway.
No, it would have been so nice if that would have bombed up, but no. So now it's a question of, and Equations is going to make the right call. Go to the next nearest stair you haven't seen yet. It's that one just south of here. And, oh, no, don't obey!
No, I think Equations now wants to take some time, and that's going to do it for the broadcast here in game number 1, I believe.
All
BBQ,
right.
Always a pleasure working with you. I mean, you said it yourself. It's always a blast working with you. I've got to admit it.
Oh, same here. We've been talking offline about, well, when are we going to do a match in this tournament? Yeah, it seemed like it's been a while. It was like, no, we picked a great one to do because this has been a fun match, and it's one of 2 tonight. This is game 1 of a double dip. Always a pleasure working with you. We always make it fun, and thanks to our trackers and everybody behind the scenes. But if you liked this race, and why wouldn't you? It was a really good race. Don't go far, because at the top of the hour, these 2 are going to go at it again in game 2. Thilo can close this series out tonight, but Equations can force a game 3 just as easily, so stick around. This is going to be fun. Thanks, Moonrisen.
Thank you again, BBQ, and thank you to Bright again for the tracking tonight. And with that, stay tuned, everybody. Game 2 will be coming your way fairly shortly. Take care, everybody. We'll see you shortly.